Hey guys, welcome back to the Amazon Deb, and in today's video I'll be showing you how to make chocolate cake. Yes, today we'll be making chocolate cake, and let me walk you through the ingredients that we have. And starting from here, we have our flour, 3 cups of flour. We have our milk, this is yogurt actually. We have 4 eggs, 3 cups of sugar, 2 cups of hot water. We have milk here. We have oil here, 1.5 cup of oil. We have cocoa powder, 3/4 cups of cocoa powder. We have 2 tablespoons of raisins. Here we have 2 tablespoons of nutmeg, 2 tablespoons of baking soda, 2.5 baking spoon actually, 2 tablespoons of baking soda, and a half pinch of salt. These are the measuring tools that were used, and here are the flavors that we'll be using for today's cake. I actually like using a whole different flavors while making my cake, and guys, I'm going to show you how I make my chocolate cake, and I hope you enjoy this. So here again are the ingredients that I used. And today I'll be using my mixer also in the process. If you don't have a mixer, you can use a mix. I will be showing you mix also, but it's not really any deep thing. It's just so easy to make chocolate cake, and come along with me while I make this, okay? First off, we go in by sieving our flour, and you always want to sieve in your flour when you are baking, just so that it can incorporate more air into your flour, and this you actually want. It also will help and also takes out lumps from your flour and whatnot. Also go in by adding my cocoa powder and sieving it as well, and also yeah, just put in your cocoa powder, sieve it as well. This also helps to create more air into the mixture. And after doing all of these, I go in, I add my baking powder, my salt, my baking soda, and also my nutmeg. You know, you could skip nutmeg if you don't want, but there are just some spices and some flavors that you actually want when you're doing cake. You always just want to make use of it. So I go in and I sieve them all also into this bowl, and I get in my hand mix and then just mix it together. This also should just create more hair. If you don't have this, you can just use your spatula or your spoon to achieve this, and just mix this together and set this aside. Also, I go in, taking another bowl, and I sieve my sugar. Why I do this? Because it was already having like lumps and whatnot, so I decided to sieve it. Also, I go in by breaking my egg into another different plate. I was making use of 4 eggs because this chocolate cake is actually a big one. So yeah, 4 eggs. And I beat it as well into the plate, and later pour it on into the mix of my sugar mix. Where I had my sugar, yeah, I just pour it on. And at the same time, I got my hand mixer ready for because it's going to be mixing a lot. That hand mixer is going to do job. So I pour in my egg into my sugar mix, into the sugar bowl, and then I go in and mix them all together using my hand mix to help with the process and make it more easier. This way, if you don't have an hand mixer, you could as well use your hand, but kudos to you all. But yeah, anyways, I've actually used my hand before I got this hand mixer, so what am I saying? So yeah, you could use your hand, and if you have an hand mixer, please make use of your hand mixer or your cake mixer, anything, and then you just want to mix the egg and sugar together at once, making sure you get each edges. Also taking your spatula, get those edges so that everything gets mixed in the bowl. You want to make sure you are achieving that, and you go in and mix it well as much as possible. Also at this point, after mixing well, I go in and add my oil because I was going to be using my vegetable oil. And you also just want to also make sure you are mixing this properly. It's incorporated into this liquid all at once. You go in also and mix it very well, mix it properly. Now I go in by adding the flavors I'll be making use of. This was my chocolate flavor, I think, no, the vanilla. But yeah, I actually make sure I use as much as possible flavor. I love flavor, so I know I use the chocolate flavor, I use vanilla flavor, any flavor I could lay my hands on and pour in it. And I added rum also. I love rum. I love the rum flavor. Also, I was going to use my cake softener, and I just added a little bit into the cake. And you also want to go ahead and mix this all together so everything gets it. And also I go in by adding a little bit of my yogurt also. Yes, I make use of yogurt and milk when I'm doing my cake. I love the richness it gives my cake. You could just stick to just using just yogurt alone or using milk alone, but your girl is extra and I use both. After doing this, you also want to go in and start adding your flour mixture where you had mixed your flour and your cocoa butter together. You want to go in and start mixing it into, you know, our sugar and egg and, you know, that other dough, that liquid dough. So adding our dry ingredients, you mix in the flour, you also adding more yogurt into it just so that everything goes on as smooth as possible. You don't want to rush it. You don't want to rush this process. You want to do it one at a time, and that's it. As you are putting the flour, you also make sure you are putting either your yogurt or your milk at the same time also, and then you keep mixing. Your work table might get messy, but you have to be careful and just do this gradually, especially when you're like using the hand mixing. You add your hand mixer, and then you go in and just keep mixing. Remember, you're also pouring in your yogurt, your milk. This is me adding my milk, Lord, like, and it really adds to it, guys. I must say that it adds to it. After doing that, you also then want to go in and add in your hot water at this moment into the mix. Throw in the hot water into it, baby. Throw it into it and also still give it a very good stir, and you'll be having a liquid really watery paste at this point. But don't be afraid, everything is going to turn out well. This is actually how you need it to look like. It's chocolate cake. This is what you want it to look like before you put it into your pan. Also, by just doing this, just so you know, I've gotten my pan already greased and ready, and it's just for me to pour in this mix into the pan, and we'll throw it into the oven to bake for a little bit, and our chocolate cake will be ready. So you see how liquid it is? That's how you want it to be, okay? Don't be afraid. And so you see, this is the big pan I'm using. This was like a 9 inches pan. Guys, you see how it turns out at the end of the day. So stick with me. You want to give it a good, you know, pat also, just to add me more hair. And go in, I throw in my raisins on top, and even add my coconut flakes on top, you know, extra things that you always want. And then we go to bake. This is how the cake looks like. Just don't look at the way it's looking, just, you know, the taste itself. The taste inside is heavily and very beautiful and very moist and just very sweet. Like, this is the perfect chocolate cake you always want to eat. And that's it, guys. If you love this video, please remember to like this video, remember to share it with loved ones, remember also to drop your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and guys, I'll catch you guys in my next video. All right, stay blessed.